And you just fucking knew that was gonna happen, didn't you? And I kept saying it in my video last night how I didn't want to overlook Sheffield United because you just knew it. I mean, I kept saying that I didn't want to jump on the 21 on 21 because I could see this team letting me down and hurting me again like they did, like I've said they've done in the past. Manchester United lose 2-1, the bottom of the league, Sheffield United at home, and puts a huge nail in that title race. And I think now it's pretty easy to say that if we can't win games like that, then we don't have any business talking about titles. That was an absolute travesty of a performance by everybody on the team. The first half, I mean, I just remember I posted on social media about how I did an entire video yesterday about not shooting ourselves in the foot, not having a shitty first half, not conceding early, not conceding first. And it's almost like they were listening to me. It's almost like they were listening to me. And they did literally everything that I said not to do. We conceded first. Stupid fucking goal. Shitty error by David De Gea. De Gea was at fault for both of those goals, and to some extent, so was Maguire and Telles on the second goal. But David De Gea should have cleaned that guy out for the ball. The guy wasn't even the Sheffield United player wasn't even looking at the ball when he headed it in. It was just like the luckiest ricochet. But De Gea comes out soft as you can be, tries to punch the ball, gets nowhere near it, punches the guy in the arm instead, concedes the goal. We make hard work of it. We finally get Harry Maguire on the score sheet with a beautiful, was it a corner kick? Yeah, I think he put us up. He put us 1-1, and then we go and concede that shit goal at the other end. Maguire should have put that ball out for a corner. De Gea should have put that out for a throw-in. Anything but what he did. I mean, it was comical. It was like watching two clowns try to play hot potato with the ball. It was awful. It was awful to watch, and I just don't want to get too enraged with it all. Martial had an absolute travesty. He was just atrocious in that game, and again that Martial is at fault for the way he played, of course, but I blame Ollie for that one because too many times this season we've seen players that have had absolute shit performances and they still finish 90 minutes of the game. So that's on Ollie. He should have pulled him off long ago. Should have pulled him off at halftime. Should have put Modric off at halftime. Telles was never in the game. Should have put Shaw in. I know that we were trying to rest them, but the players didn't show up. They weren't at the races today. No one was at the races today. Just absolute embarrassment. You know, the players let themselves down. The players let the manager down. Manager let himself down. Let the players down. Worst of all, they let the fans down. Because just when you start to believe in these players, this happens. There goes the top of the league. I think Leicester drew with Everton today. So I think we're third now. I don't know. I have to check the table. We're either second or third, and I think there's like a point difference or something. But I was saying that we if we could hold it until about 5 games left, we could probably do something, and we go and blow it literally the next game, the next fucking game, and looked absolutely terrible. And we deserved to lose that game. We never looked like we played well for the first 10 minutes of it. It almost looked like they were trying too hard. Looking for the big pass, the dagger to the throat right off the bat. Every pass was over the top, trying to find some kind of guy making a run and this. I was like, dude, just play the simple ball. Everything just looked difficult. Everything just looked like they were trying so hard to keep this high going, and it was unnecessary in this game. Sheffield United did nothing in this game except score the 2 goals. One was a fluke and the other one was 2 stupid errors in the back. It's that whole thing that I said yesterday. We have to stop playing from the back. This shit where we allow Maguire to pass the ball to De Gea and De Gea to Maguire to the other center back. It's a stupid way to play when you're not good at it. We don't have the management team to coach that into this team. We don't have the players. It's a myth that De Gea is good on the ball. It's a myth that Harry Maguire is a ball-playing center back. Anybody can play the ball when there's no one around them. That's the only time he plays well with the ball. When he brings it up to the midfield, that's because no one's attacking him. There's no pressure on the ball. Any idiot will look good when no one's pressuring you. And again, I kept saying, the only time that Sheffield United had the ball was when we would do a sloppy pass. I don't think they won a single tackle fairly in that game. They were either fouling our players, which the referee didn't call, because, I mean, the referee, I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to say it was the referee, but he did have an atrocious game. If that's a foul on the first goal that was disallowed for Martial, if that's a foul on their keeper, then that was a foul on David De Gea for their first goal. Just an absolute shambolic performance all the way around. Everybody just looked like crap. Just wasteful. Pogba looked good in the beginning. He really looked like he was up for the game. He was doing what would you expect an informed Pogba to do, and then it's almost like he just said, "Fuck this!" Like, and nobody else is doing anything. Why the hell do I have to? He just gave up. Players just look like they gave up on each other, and you see posts on social media from like David De Gea saying, "Oh, when I made that save against Fulham or Liverpool or whatever, or Fulham," and they're yelling from the bench, "Good job, Dave," and the camaraderie that is in this team and the way we all play for each other. And then you see that? Bullshit. Bullshit. Losses are a part of football. But when you're one of, if not the most informed team in the league, playing against the bottom of the league team who only have 5 points, and you lose not because they played better than you, not because they stifled you at any turn of the match. You literally beat yourselves. You literally shot yourselves in the foot. That is gonna be the mantra for this season if they don't do something. We keep doing the things that we're bad at. Trying to make these little flicks and passes, and we don't have players that are good on the ball that way. Playing out of the back. That's the second time we try to do this play out of the back thing, and we concede a goal. Two matches in a row. Liverpool and now today. And somebody will say, well, De Gea was just trying to clear it. He had no way to just kick. Bullshit. He could have kicked that ball anywhere, and he kicks it straight to the fucking Sheffield player. Maguire should have put that ball out. Telles should have been marking the man on the ensuing possession. Just absolutely comical. Comical. I mean, I'm sitting there watching this game, and I don't want to lose my shit. I mean, they invented a new way of losing a match. To Sheffield United. And now what's worse is, I don't know that this team can use something like this to overcome adversity. We were doing so well, building up a good repertoire of games, and just coming from behind and winning the tough games. And this wasn't a tough game. Sheffield United did nothing in this game. All their possession came from our shit passing. They did nothing in this game to win it. I mean, if you told somebody this is how you don't play, if you're in the academy and you're a kid, and somebody wants to show you what not to do in any game at any time in any position, you show them that match. That is the most embarrassing match of this season. That's worse than losing to Spurs. That's worse than Liverpool's loss to Villa. That's worse than having to get a penalty after the whistle blew for full time at Brighton. That's worse than what's happening at Chelsea. That's embarrassing. How could you be a Manchester United player wearing the shirt, you look into the stands, and you see Sir Alex Ferguson watching your game, and you're okay with that? Don't you gotta have some level of pride. I understand that some of these players don't really give a shit. That's just the age that we're in. You know, we're in the age of where players only care about building their brand and building themselves up and securing their money and this and that. Fine. But you can play well, give your heart for the shirt, and all that stuff that comes with it. That's what I've always liked about Cristiano Ronaldo. I know a lot of people give him shit for being a pretty boy and being an egomaniac and being self absorbed, but the man always showed up to play. Because he knew that the only way that this shit's going to continue is if he continues to play well. And look at him. Billionaire. Has more money than he'll ever know what to do with. What his kids will ever know what to do with. Because he showed up to play. Whether he was playing for Manchester United or not, no. Cristiano Ronaldo played for Cristiano Ronaldo. But Manchester United's success was a byproduct of his success. And these players just don't understand that. These players are so fucking spoiled, man. They're so spoiled. Because they have all this money and attention given to them before they've accomplished anything. They have no right to do the shit that they do in matches like that. And the thing is, I will praise players and I will praise managers and I will praise performances when I give credit where credit is due. But if you're willing to take the praise, you have to take the criticism. Everybody just played shit today. I mean, just shit. Nobody had a complete game. I can't think of anything other than a few individual moments where somebody did something. Pogba looked okay for 10 minutes. Maguire's goal. De Gea, before the goals that were conceded, he had the block. It was offside anyway, but he still blocked it. Bruno tracking back 50 yards and getting that ball back after Martial. Martial, Jesus Lord. Martial needs to be dropped, and he needs to be dropped immediately. I've always said I never liked Martial starting anyway. I just don't see what people think about Martial. And I got to be honest with you, I know that he's not going to be a part of the long-term future. I could see Manchester United cashing in on him because enough is enough. Enough is enough with Martial. We've given him enough chances, and he doesn't get it. We've made every excuse for the guy. He gets abused because he's not British. He's been moved around, switched to different positions, not played in his rightful position, has lived off of scraps. Injuries, played under different managers, not favored by some managers, dropped for no reason. But the guy doesn't cover himself in glory either. A lot of these players don't. How he finished that game is more of a testament to our manager than it is to him. I got to be honest with you. And I don't want to go in on Ollie because everyone knows how I feel about him. I'm not convinced that he's the best manager for the job. As far as his tactics and he's not going to be a Sir Alex Ferguson. He's not a Pep Guardiola. He's not a Jurgen Klopp. He's not even a Zidane. But for some reason, the players play for him, except for shit performances like that. And that just doesn't make any sense. And somebody was saying something about that's why we lose so many semifinals, because we have this, there's some kind of mentality issue going on there where they just don't show up. Or they show up and they do shit like that. Like they didn't need it, they tried so hard. Everything just looked like they were trying too hard. Every pass, every run, every tackle. It was every time they tackled a Sheffield player, it was a foul. I mean, how many times did the players give away the ball? Under no pressure. Just absolute. I mean, I don't know what else I can say about that. And I kept saying that I didn't want to overlook Sheffield United because this game had banana skin written all over it, and fucking hell, I was right. And the thing is, I'm not really upset as much as I probably would be in the past when I come on here raging because I'm not surprised that that happened. I'm not even surprised by that result. To be honest, that's about right what I thought was going to happen. I didn't want it to happen. I was hoping that I was just being negative. But I'm not surprised by that result, and I don't think a lot of fans are, to be honest with you. I think I think we all kind of saw that happening at some point or another. And that's the thing. It's like I said, losses are a part of football, but you don't want to lose those games. And if you can't win those games, I keep saying there's certain matches that define your season. We went from keeping pace with City and Leicester at the top of the table to fall into possibly third. And now we have to go to the Emirates and play an Arsenal side that would love nothing more than to add more salt to the wound. And you know they're going to be up for it. And if United continue to play the way that they played today, because they played exactly the same way they played every single game, starting off slow, looking like crap for the first 25 minutes, carrying it on into halftime. Every time we don't score before the 60th minute, I start to get an ominous feeling that we're going to lose the game. And I have not been wrong yet. There was times where it looked like Sheffield were going to go up 2-0 in that game. They never attacked, but when they would get a ball that we would give up to them in the midfield and they would counterattack, it looked like they were going to score. If we could just control the ball and keep possession of the ball, I don't think Sheffield United would have even touched it. We shot ourselves in the foot big time. Big time. We blew that game. The team, the manager, the changes came so late. Changes should have been made at halftime. He brings on Van de Beek and I can't remember, Shaw. 10 minutes to go in a game that's already lost. The players are already beaten. There's someone saying, "Oh, our players look tired." Mate, they're not tired. They're defeated here. They're tired here. At that point, I mean, nothing was working. They kept trying to do these little crosses and long balls, and Sheffield United were just going to eat those up all day. We played exactly into their hands. All they had to do was show up, and they won the game. They did nothing except what they probably do in training, and we let them win the game. I don't understand how you move on from something like that. Going to the Emirates, and the game's actually on Saturday. I kept saying Sunday in my last video. It's actually on Saturday, so it's going to be a real quick turnaround. Rashford looked like he was playing hurt. That guy's clearly got a knock, and they're playing him. And they're mishandling this kid, and it's going to cost him his career. There's no confidence from Ollie in the rest of the team in that bench. And there was people on social media saying, we made so many changes. This is what happens when you make changes. The only changes we made were Telles and Matic. I don't think Tuazebe is that big of a change from Lindelof. I don't think that game would have gone any different if Lindelof was in there. It definitely would have gone different if we would have had Cavani in the beginning. Would have been better if we would have had Shaw. I just didn't think we were going to play that bad because I was calling for some of these players to get rested. And I stand by that. I didn't think that we were going to look that shit. We look like absolute fucking shit. These players should be embarrassed of themselves. This manager needs to say something, and he needs to look at himself in the mirror. The same mistakes that we have been criticizing him for, late changes, leaving players on for too long, players that should be dropped, not getting dropped. Martial should have been dropped a long time ago. They have to stop trying to let these players play themselves into confidence. It doesn't work. Not in the Premier League. Do that shit in the FA Cup. Do that shit in the Europa League. Bring them on as a sub in a game that's already secure. That game was going wrong from the first half, and we didn't even try to go for it until about the 70th minute. And once Harry Maguire scored, it looked like we were just content to try to find a winner with playing the same way that we had been playing. That complacency is becoming synonymous with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Complacency, capitulation is becoming synonymous with this squad. I don't know, man. I don't even know what else to say. This is one of the. I felt like this. I don't want to be coming on here getting all ragey and angry. I just don't have the energy for it after seeing that. I feel drained watching that game. I really just wasted 2 hours of my life watching that game. And the worst part is I'm not even surprised by what we saw. That's about right. The only positive, and this is me reaching, I am reaching for something positive. The only positive in this match is that we knew something like this was going to happen eventually. If that's the last time that happens and now we turn it on for the rest of the season, okay. I do believe that Man City will drop points. I believe Leicester will drop points. It's not like they're not going to win. It's not like we're not going to get a shot at it again. But right now, like I said, we can only control what we can control, and we failed. Failed miserably, and everybody on that team should be absolutely embarrassed. But they won't be. They'll collect their game check, they'll cash their checks, they'll go home to their big houses. And they'll eat their expensive dinners, drink their nice wine, go to training. And you see training pictures with them smiling like everything is fucking peachy, like they didn't just blow the game, like they didn't just lose to the bottom of the table. No heart. There's absolutely no heart in this team. And that's why I kept saying I didn't want to get too gassed and jump on the wagon, because I knew that this would happen. And I was right. And I think a lot of you felt the same way. On to Arsenal.